here, and I'm live streaming with a whole new software today. I'm using Riverside live to live stream, and I just had a little snack. So if you'll excuse me while I drink my Diet Coke. So I was going to work on some more Descript templates today. But this morning I was checking my email. I checked my YouTube notifications and I got a fantastic question from somebody. And I thought that needs to be my live stream topic for today. And so the question I got, now I'm using Riverside and I don't know if there's any way to, to see if anyone is watching here now, if anyone is chatting here now. No clue whatsoever. So, pardon me for a moment while I locate my actual channel so that I can find my actual live stream so that I can see comments because I don't know if I can see that on Riverside. Um, view my channel. Okay. I am live. It says 8 people are here. Okay. But do I have comments? I have Rick. I have Dama. Dama. Is it Dama or Dama? Anyway, hi. So we are here. Man, I am a fly by the seat of my pants type of person. And so I didn't even think about, will I be able to see comments if I live stream directly from Riverside? So I got this great question this morning from Happy Habitify. Hi Meredith, thanks for the video. This was on a Descript tutorial. My question is, how do you record? How do you record, meaning me? How do you record your video yourself? I mean, what you show us is a Descript talking head, but I see it as a screen recording with a talking head bubble. So, this person said, I want to replicate the exact same way. And I know Loom can do it. What else is there? And this question comes up a lot, actually. And I recently had a member of Video Brand Academy who just joined, and she's just getting her, like, trying to figure out, okay, I have a camera, I have a computer, I have a microphone, but how do you hook it all up? How do you make it work? How do you record both at the same time? What if I only want to record just my camera or just my screen? And then how do you edit it all together? So I thought I'll make that my live stream topic for today. So, and plus, I actually have a brand new camera. So there's a panel in Riverside that lets you look at the chat right right side near the top. Okay. I saw that, but that's like the chat within Riverside, like if I had, guests, but I don't see YouTube chat. Oh, live stream chat, but there's nothing there. There is chats on YouTube, but there's nothing there's nothing there. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Okay, so Alfonso's here. Hey, Alfonso. It's been a while. Um, okay, it's Dama. Okay, I won't remember that, but I will try Dama. So what I want to show you is I have a brand new camera, and it looks like this. It's a Canon EOS R50V, which is supposedly, Canon says it's their first video like, video specific. It's not their first video camera, but I think it's their first, like, consumer level, vlogging level, YouTube level, um, camera that's video focused rather than a photo camera that has video capabilities. So it looks like this, and I was gonna try and hook it up, um, for this stream, but it 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 stops. I don't know if it shuts off. It doesn't shut off, but it stops, like, sending a signal after a couple of minutes, and the reason I wanted to hook this up because I can set it up in my office in a way that where you could see my whole setup. So if I'm talking about, you know, how I record my videos, it'd be really handy if you could actually see my setup, not just see me talking. Um, so I don't know what the problem is, guys. Let me look at this. I don't know if it auto power shut off. Um, I even have it plugged in to a dummy battery. So I don't know why it would do that. What is a tally lamp? Anyone know? Anyone know what a tally lamp is? This is one of the settings on here. Is that going to be like backwards? I don't know. What is a tally lamp? Apparently it's on. Um, I could just use my phone to show you. And I feel like I'm not even looking at the right settings anyway. We don't need auto rotate. Beep volume, screen brightness, power saving. Let's look at that. The screen dimmer dims after 10 seconds. Screen off is disabled. Auto power off is 30 seconds. But why would it auto power off if it's like actively being used? You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's the problem, but I don't know if I really want to get into all that. I'll just use this camera as a demonstration. So, how I have been recording my videos is um this is the most annoying answer. I'm going to be the most annoying YouTube creator. It depends on my mood how I record my videos. So, what I mean by that is um I love to play with new software, play with new tools, play with new gadgets. And so sometimes, I go between Ecamm Live, which I'm going to show you. I'm using Riverside right now to live stream because I wasn't sure if I would be able. So normally I would live stream from Ecamm, but I didn't know if I'd be able to show you what I want to show you with Ecamm if I was using Ecamm to live stream. So that's why I'm live streaming with Riverside. I recorded an interview this morning with Riverside. So Riverside is great for interviewing somebody because it's very reliable, it's very stable. You record high quality video in the browser, high quality audio. Um, I also have used Tela to record videos because Tela has some really great polished um editing layouts, but editing a full video in Tela is kind of a nightmare. So how do I record my videos? It depends. Recently, well, let me back up actually. Back in 2022, I think. Yeah, 2022. That's when I was kind of introduced to Descript. I kind of fell in love with it as far as editing. And back then, you could hook your camera up to your computer, and I'll show you how I do that. And you could record directly into Descript, and it worked wonderfully, and then they changed something, and they have been for the last, like, 3 years, the recordability in Descript, while they've been, I think, working on it, and they acquired Squadcast, and they developed Descript rooms, while they've been working on it, it's like they removed support for a lot of the different hardware that you could connect to use to record into Descript. So if you were using your I wanted to switch. It won't let me switch. Turn your camera off while recording, but you can't switch cameras. I can't switch cameras. Okay. I wanted to switch so that I could show you, but okay. So if you recorded with a basic webcam, which mine is super low quality because the built-in webcam on my Apple Thunderbolt display is at least a decade old. And so the way that I connect my camera to my computer is using an Elgato Cam Link. This is the box for it. And Descript stopped supporting this piece of hardware. And so if I had tried to record in Descript for like the last couple of years, it would record, it would look like this, but as I would move my hands around or whatever, you can see how I have like shadows from the light over here, but what I would have is like these dark shadowy blobs like behind me. And it was kind of freaky and it was kind of like like ghosts. And so come to find out, Descript decided we're not going to support this piece of hardware. And if you go and I haven't looked lately, but if you went to the Descript site to see like what cameras and hardware they support, there was a long list of things that they did not support. I don't know how any of that technology works, but when they acquired Squadcast recorded okay. I didn't have the weird stuff behind me with Squadcast, but Squadcast was never reliable for me. Like I would record something and then the recording wouldn't show up. I tried recording something where where I was interviewing somebody and it wasn't working for them. And so I just decided I wasn't going to even attempt to rely on Squadcast. And then Descript came out with Rooms, which is a way of recording yourself and your screen or yourself and other people like for interviews, and that seemed to work okay. And then just last week they came out with a whole new recording interface, and I tested it yesterday and it works fine. So to answer the question, how do I record my videos? I have been using Ecamm because it's been reliable and stable for a very long time. Ecamm has never not worked for me. Like I've never had a weird software or hardware glitch with Ecamm. So I'll show you Ecamm, but now that YouTube, now that Descript has redone their recording interface and perhaps now supports things like the Cam Link, um, I will be testing it out to see if it's reliable and stable and all of that stuff. So let me just check my comments here. Blaine, thanks for the $10. I appreciate that. Um, cool. Thank you. So let me go ahead and see if I can share my screen with Riverside over here. Share screen. I want to show you the whole entire screen, right? I do. Let me close some of my browser tabs, guys. You don't need to see everything that I've been doing. No, I was working with a client earlier this morning, so I want to make sure I don't have like his stuff pulled up. Let's get rid of threads. Let's get rid of Thrivecart. Let's get rid of Zoom. Let's get rid of my Google Calendar. Um, let's get rid of almost all of this. Okay. Now I can share my screen. Whole window, whole entire screen, actually. Okay. All right. So this is going to be trippy because you're seeing my whole riverside. So let me do what I usually do, which is I usually pull up my um, membership site as my example because why not? Um, let me just open it up. Okay, there we go. Okay, Video Brand Academy right here. Let's actually go to the um man, I can't even navigate my whole site. Okay, so this is the whole library. Um my VA is working on rebranding my thumbnails for the Video Editing Made Easy course, but that's here. So you should be able to see my browser and myself. I closed my YouTube tab. Oh my gosh. What was I thinking? I want to be able to see what you guys are seeing. So yeah, okay, cool. That's what you can see. Oh, nice. Okay, it's laid out very nicely. Okay, perfect. So now what you're seeing is Ecamm. And uh mm, okay, let's make sure. All right. So man, this is really frustrating. Okay, so what you're seeing now is Ecamm. You're seeing my whole entire desktop. These are all windows that you can move around. Ecamm is Mac only, unfortunately. And the way this kind of works is you have all these little windows. Mine is always a mess, guys. My desktop is always a mess. All my windows are a mess. My Ecamm is a mess. um, one of the things that I sort of like promised to myself, where's my phone? Is that if I was going to do regular live streams, the promise to myself was that I wasn't going to I wasn't going to make myself prepare a whole bunch ahead of time because then I wouldn't look forward to it and it wouldn't be fun and it would feel like work. And not that it's not work, but I wasn't going to I'm trying to find my so that I have my chat over here. Okay. I didn't want to have to prepare a bunch of things ahead of time. So when I'm going live, which is this is my third week in a row of doing this regularly now, um, it's a little bit chaotic. I'm not prepping ahead of time really that much. So it's real life. It's a real life live. But this is what Ecamm looks like on the screen. And I can um, switch back and forth between, oh, here's what my webcam looks like, guys. This is my built-in webcam on my Thunderbolt display. It's awful. So this is what it looks like when I'm connected through the cam link using my Canon M50 Mark II. So all I have to do is make sure that I have that cam link selected as my source down here. And I can hit record. So I can record just my face. And so I will often do that. Actually, let me just do that right now. So if I hit record here, hey, 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 we're recording. We're recording and live streaming at the same time. What planet are we on? And so it's recording my face. It's recording my microphone, which is also the same microphone that I'm streaming on. And if I were to hit the little desktop icon, it would also be recording the desktop as well. Let me hit finish. So that's just a simple, whoops, there's a little teaser for the next video that I'm working on. So this is going to be my Ecamm um, test one. So that's just a simple video where you're going to get a video file that is whatever was in this window, whatever got recorded in this window is what the video file is going to be. And what's cool about that is if I were to do something like this, except like, I mean, you're looking at my desktop, the icons are gone in the recording. That's just a little magical eCam thing. But if I had my browser window up there, obviously you would be able to see that. So I'm using my Stream Deck to just kind of switch back and forth between these like scenes that I have created. Ooh, I like that one. Right. And so those scenes are over here and in the, oh, look at that. We can just switch sides. Um, oh, there's the bubble. Yep. This is the one I was using for the last 2 live streams. So this is like, it's kind of like laying out a Canva design, w but I'm telling it, like, I want my camera feed to be in this bubble, and I can move this wherever I want or put it whatever shape I want, and I want my desktop that I'm showing to be in this rectangle, and again, like, that can be moved around. So I have, like, a background image, and then it's hard to see because these things are, like, in the way, but, this background image has video workflow lab live as part of the image in the background. So I could put all of those on there, do a live stream or record, and all of this would all be laid out there for me like that. However, one of the settings in Ecamm, if I can find my preferences, is that if you have multiple, um, cameras or yeah, multiple cameras, or you can use Ecamm to record interviews with guests and things like that, but it's kinda clunky compared to something like Riverside. Um, but I can tell it to basically it's gonna record anything that's showing up in this window, whatever the scene in this window is, which could just be my desktop, but it's also always gonna record just a straight video track from the camera. So does that make sense? So if I were to hit record now, it's recording the window that you see, the whole window that you see, and then it's also recording me down here within that window, but it's also recording me as a completely separate feed to have the full file so I'm not stuck down here in a bubble the whole time. So let's hit finish, end recording, and then we'll do test 2, rename. Let me show you what this looks like then. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see that, right? So I have, excuse me. So I have, it's picking up the audio separately. I must have that as a setting. Record isolated audio tracks. Yeah. So it recorded my desktop audio, my microphone audio. It recorded my camera. So the full camera, not just in the bubble. And then it recorded the scene that I had set up. Now, this is in live demo mode, so it recorded my whole desktop. So it's like this is really trippy. It recorded my whole desktop. It recorded what you all can see. Because I'm in live demo mode. But when I come into Descript then, and I can do this in the browser. I just have to find my browser. There we go. When I come into Descript, mhm, there's a car that just pulled into my driveway. I can, oh, look, I was playing with their avatars. I can go to new project, video project, And I feel like this happened on my last live. I think it's Amazon. Mm. Oh, the dog knows they're here now. And I can take these 2 files. Now, I don't need my audio. The audio is already, like, embedded in the video. And so, like, these 2 audio M4A audio tracks, I'm just gonna ignore them. They're kind of just there for backup, I guess you could say. Um, yes, it was an Amazon guy. But I'm gonna take these 2 video tracks, which have the audio in them. I'm gonna pull them into Descript like this. Descript is gonna ask me if I want to transcribe. I'm gonna say yes. I have lots of Descript transcription minutes. I don't think I've ever maxed out. And David Harrison, I have entered the matrix. Yes, you have entered the matrix. So I had to go up to see how to pronounce Dama. Dama. Okay. Dama, what are the benefits of live streaming using Riverside? I'm just live streaming with Riverside because I would normally live stream with Ecamm, but I wanted to show you how I record with Ecamm. And I didn't know if I could do that if I was live streaming with Ecamm. So, yeah, I guess that's it. So I brought these 2 files in because they were recorded at the same time, like the time code or timestamp of those files is basically identical. And so I think because of that, plus they're the same length, because of that, Descript knows that this might be a multi-track sequence situation. It's detecting that this is probably like a face and screen recording at the same time kind of a situation. So it detects that and asks me if I want to combine it into a multi-track sequence. And I want to say yes. So you'll notice before I hit done, you notice over here on the left where the transcript is, it has 2 because it has my face and it has my screen and it has the audio from both of those. It transcribed it perfectly, identical. But we want to combine them into one multi-track sequence, right? So let's hit done because I have this selected. So I do want them to be combined. It combined them, and now apparently it's retranscribing. I don't know why it's retranscribing, but you know how Descript is. Descript is going to do what Descript is going to do. Um, the Ecamm website kind of confusing. I do have an affiliate link, probably. I mean, I know that I do, but I'll get it. I'll get it for you. Um, the plan I'm on for Ecamm is I've been on Ecamm for like a really long time. Way back in the day when you could record like the Ecamm company um had like a Skype recorder so that you could interview somebody and record both cameras, I guess, or maybe just record them both together. I don't know. They had a Skype call recorder. Remember Skype? Skype used to be a thing. And that's how long I've been using Ecamm since Skype was a thing. So I've just always, whenever I think probably like whenever I started my YouTube channel, I use Ecamm for something. And so I've I don't even know if it cost money back then. But so to answer the question about what plan I'm on, I legitimately don't really know because I've been on for so long that it refreshes every year. trying to paste my link. That's my Ecamm affiliate link in there. So I think it was like $80 a year or something, but I don't think the actual plan nowadays, I don't think it's that inexpensive. So it might be like $15 a month or something like that. Um, where was I? Okay, so we have this as a multi-track sequence, and it's the two files. They're combined together into one, and you can, edit these individually, lay them out on the screen and whatnot. Um, and you can edit things out in the transcript, and it will edit across both of them. But if I double click, this is where you open up your multi-track sequence. This is where the two files are like married together in this sequence. Um, and I can actually see that it's 20 a month or 40 a month. So probably the plan I'm on would be the 40 a month plan, I would guess, but it doesn't cost me that much because I've been on it for so long. Um, so I can see that my audio is actually out of sync with like the two files are out of sync with each other. So that's like number one. I can see that with my eyes. Like you can see it here. It doesn't really matter too much, but I would come in and just eyeball this and it will adjust. And then the other thing I would do is both of these files are picking up, I believe they're both picking up from my actual microphone, and I don't need that. So I'm going to select, almost always mute the screen recording track because I only need audio from the one source. The other thing I always do is put my video, not my video, they're both videos. I put my face video, my A roll on the top track. Um, it's just like a habit that I do. And I'll show you one reason why in just a minute. Um, so now you can see that it's a little cleaner up here. It's only showing the one transcription. And then so you can edit out whatever you want here and it will edit out both places. And if you come up to, let's see, we'll go to scene, we'll go to change layout pack. Let's find my layout pack that I created in the last 2 weeks. It's one of these is public and one of them is my like backup. This is my backup. Okay, my original. Let's go to this one, see layouts. There we go. Okay, so these are the layouts that I created in my last two live streams. I created this whole layout pack and put it in my video editing made easy course so that my members of Video Brand Academy and my students of that course can just add my layout pack right to their own Descript. So if I just choose one of these, any of these, it should, there we go. It's kind of trippy because I'm in a bubble already, but so it just put the things where I wanted them to go. So this is my screen recording. This is my camera recording, right? They're two separate files but they're laid out together like that. Does that make sense? So if I wanted to then say, well, right here, let's add a scene. There we go. So if I said, okay, right here, I want this layout here, but I wanted to start off with, say, like just my face, then I would choose my face. And then I don't really need you guys to hear the audio here, but then it will transition nice and smooth like that. So it starts off with face, transitions to face and screen automatically because I have my layouts all have the smart transitions built in. So hopefully I haven't lost anybody in the matrix. um, but that's how I record my videos usually. So I'm usually over here in Ecamm and recording my face and recording my screen. Sometimes I'll just record just the screen, like literally. mm, mm, no, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna mess up all my scenes now. Sometimes I'll record just the screen and it's recording my face, it's recording the screen, and then I bring it into Descript and make it all pretty and cute like this. Um, one more thing I was going to show you. Oh, the reason why I always put my I don't know if this will affect anything, but the reason why I always put my face A roll on top in the sequence is because the way the layouts are, um, it think I think Descript tries to detect which of your files is your face and which of your files is like your screen. And sometimes it doesn't do that good of a job. Or, okay, I don't know if it's detecting or if it's actually using the layout to somehow decide. So if I hit this, oh yeah, see it detected. There was a time, we're like going way in the weeds here, but there was a time where if my face and my screen were switched spots, then these, if I tried to apply a layout, um, these would be switched. Wait, yeah, like that. And that's not how that's not how I would want it. So, anyway, I think it does actually kind of detect like we think this is a face and we think this is a screen and it will put the right thing in the right box. But even if it doesn't, you can just come to change source and swap them around. So, what else can I show you? Let me make sure that I'm not missing any of my stuff here. Is anyone using Adobe Premiere? If so, is anyone having issues exporting your file? Um, you know what? I haven't used Adobe Premiere in a long time, actually. I unsubscribed from Adobe um suite of products. I kept my Premiere um for a while. Ooh, here we are back. Okay, I kept my Adobe Premiere subscription kind of like as a backup because because I've been using Descript for everything and I didn't want to um be like needing to get a video done and something wonky happens with Descript because that happens sometimes. And so yeah, I kept my Premiere Pro for a little bit, but I never used it. I never needed it. I never opened it up. So I no longer an Adobe customer, at least for now. So, a couple other things. One thing I wanted to do, well, I can't switch cameras. Man, I really wanted to be able to switch like to a different camera so I could show you more of my actual setup. But I guess um I mean, I guess I could take a picture and just like put it up on the screen, but that seems wonky. So I know what I can do. All right, stand by. Let's do, since we are showing eCam, what if I use my phone camera to, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, you guys are seeing me and I'm looking at my screen and it's not doing what I wanted to do. But let me share my screen. We'll share the whole screen and it's going to get real trippy. Okay. Let me get my eCam back up here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is um I'll, I'll just do this. Okay, so wow, look at that. You should be able to see my phone camera. Wow, this is cool. Okay. How long can I sit like this? Okay, so this is my whole setup, all right? So I have my, let me move this little bar thing out of the way. Look how dusty my camera is. Oh my. Oh, it disconnected. Come on. Okay, there we go. All right, so I have my Canon M50 Mark II with a Sigma 16 millimeter lens. This has a dummy battery right down there, a dummy battery, meaning it plugs in to, well, that's trippy too. It plugs into the outlet. So w- if you have ever noticed, did this give up again? Come on, come on. If you have ever noticed, sometimes when you record or live stream for long periods of time with a battery, the cameras get hot, and they don't do that with the when it's plugged in. So that's the camera plugged in, and then it's plugged into my computer using the cam link. That's this guy right here. So this is just a USB, like a regular old school USB, on this end here. This The female end is a HDMI, and so I have this micro HDMI cable that comes out of the side of the camera and plugs in. You can see, I'm trying to point like you guys can see. Back there, my arms are short. Back there, it plugs into my actual computer. Okay, so that's how the camera is connected. The I have my teleprompter here, but I don't have a camera behind there. But you can see I pulled up my YouTube comments over there. And okay, like I can't see if I have any other comments down below there, but so that's my teleprompter that I don't really use much. I have two Elgato key lights. How far back can I go? So these two key lights here are from Elgato, and I can control them, whoop, with my Stream Deck here. So I just go to, like, I can shut my lights off and go to my settings there. So these also control these lights behind me. Um, so that's how the lights work. And then this is a nice angle. So the microphone is a Shure SM7DB. This has an XLR output. So in order to get this to go into the computer, I use this guy, which is an MVX2U. It looks like a cigarette lighter from a car from way back in the day. So the microphone plugs into this, and then this just has a USB connection to the computer. So that's my setup. That's the whole thing. That's it. Right there. Um, what I wanted to do was take my new camera, this new camera, and put it back there, so that I could get a good wide angle. So when I figure that out, when I figure out why the new camera shuts off, then I'll be able to do that. And then maybe on the next live stream, I'll have that figured out. So you can get a good like wide angle of um, the whole setup. Um, so that's all I have for y'all today. Um, I'm just looking at my comments to see if I have missed anything. What other questions do you have about my setup, about how I record videos? Um, Let me know. Or maybe you're just chilling out in the background. I don't know. I do know that I think the cam link is, I think this is like 80 bucks, 100 bucks or something like that to connect it to your computer, and the MVX2U, I feel like this was like 150 bucks or so. I do have, like, I don't have an audio, I don't have like a mixer. I don't have a Rodecaster, um, or anything like that. I have a Rode Streamer X, which I could have showed you, but it's just a little box that I only use it to connect a second camera. If I was like, what I was going to do is hook this camera up. Um, and so I use the Streamer X if I need to bring in another feed, but I don't use it for audio because it doesn't really work. Sometimes it just doesn't work. So, you are welcome for the behind the scenes, super low tech setup. Yes. Upgrade as you go, for sure. I was just having a conversation with somebody earlier about how, you know, even if you upgrade your gear, like if you get a better camera or you get a better microphone, it doesn't guarantee that your videos are going to look better if you don't, like, A, know how to use them, or B, have like good lighting and good sound. And so the thing is, like, with a webcam, you can make your videos look not that bad with lighting. Like, if you give yourself lots of good lighting and let the camera kind of like do its job, which it needs light to do, then, works out pretty well. And I think, I should have brought my laptop down, but I think obviously webcams, built-in webcams have gotten so much better over time that, the like my 10-year-old built-in webcam is obviously awful. So anyway, that's all I have prepared for you today. So next time, so what I was gonna do today was I was going to make some more Descript templates, layout templates, um, to kind of add to make like maybe like an expansion pack for the one that I created, because uh, I see certain like edits. All right. And I love editing videos, but I also love the simplicity of Descript. And so I want to take what I see with like editing trends that I see people who are obviously using Final Cut or Premiere Pro or DaVinci, um, and kind of see if I can recreate those in Descript. And so that's what I was going to do today. And then I kind of got inspired to talk about how I record, since I got that YouTube question. So maybe I'll do that next time. We'll see. But thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday. Bye.